I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. It's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. Lost, 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 lost.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to S.M.I.L.E. I'm Tony. Today I've got with me DJ Shadow. Thanks for being with me today.
Oh, thanks for having me. Hopefully everything's going well so far. I'm going to do what I like to do, share in the background. So what are we talking about this week, and what's going on with your show?
Today's topic is going to be red flags and green flags. And most people, when you say red flags, they think relationship-wise. And we can go beyond just relationship and talk about just social red flags, business red flags, like any red flags that you might see in your work that you don't understand, or maybe you don't know how to handle. Maybe we can help here. I don't know. See if we can get a few people to say that they're here, and we can get into this discussion.
So far, there ain't no one talking yet. So why not you go ahead and lead? Where do you want to start with red flags? A lot of people automatically go to relationship. But you like to go outside the box. Where would you start?
I'd say just we can stick within relationship, but not like partner or husband, wife, spouse, significant other. Just like friendship red flags. Um, some red flags that I've seen in past friendships are accusations and assumptions before finding out full story or without finding out full information. Um, Obviously, narcissistic friends don't stick around very long, but everybody's ran into them. But a lot of the green flags, which is what another thing we're going to talk about today, is the green flags that you see in people that attract you to them are reasonings behind connecting with people like this is because our similarities are aligned. I mean, I didn't know DJ Shadow 5 years ago, but I feel like I've known him for 10 years.
Talking about a lot of people just assuming like when I took my hiatus, like it was easy, it was understanding for some of the team members to get nervous and you know what I mean because bad things happened to them in the past. But I stayed by. I watched this show. I watched how people were communicating with you guys. I just wasn't in the picture. But and definitely about red flags though is I think it's a lot that has to stem from pride too, like how much pride somebody has. Because red flags also is not meaning that you have to get rid of that person, but for me, my red flags were I had to notice that I had the problem with asking other people to delegate for help. Um, so like red flags is not always a determining thing to rather cut somebody off or not. It's just something that you need to like watch your surroundings, right?
Well, yeah, not only that, but like say, let's talk about in a work aspect. Um, from the aspect of, and if you don't mind, we can kind of talk about your hiatus a little bit. The the decisions that you made leading into that hiatus were instead of asking for the help and delegating it out to people, you didn't do that, which is a red flag in a business because we're supposed to be helping each other, not sitting here wondering what's going on.
Yeah, and you're right about that too, because and like some people, like you're the only person I had like contact with throughout the whole thing.
Hey, but you maintain contact, which was a green flag, which is what helped stick me through everything and help me understand that look, this is just a thing he's going through. We're gonna help him get through it because that's what we're about. I mean, where would I be? How could I honestly say that I care about somebody's mental health if somebody's going through it and I'm just like, fuck them, I'm done.
Well, I used to have a show like similar to this, but I'll be honest, I quit because my give a damn like did break. um, red flag for me. So I didn't want to do that show no more because I didn't want to be a hypocrite. You know what I mean? Saying that I'm there for everyone when I couldn't be. And so I stepped away from it, and I'm kind of like really, really happy that you started Smile and the connections that you've made. I noticed a lot of them follow Savage, so they're not here right now. We've been trying to get a hold of Savage all day. Hopefully he's all right because normally he does this with you.
Can
But
you share it directly to Savage's page?
well, I can. Hopefully he doesn't kill us because I don't. Once again, that red flag. I don't know if I'm crossing lines or not.
Well, I mean, the 8 hour time difference between me and him, I wanted to, if he needs the day, then no problem. If he's asleep, no issues. If there's no problem him not being here, I just would like to get some other interaction.
You're good. So hopefully Savage doesn't kill us. But now we're awesome. So we're live on two different YouTubes. We're live on BTMX YouTube. We're also live on Savage Panda's YouTube, and we're also live over on Twitch. Matter of fact, so we're back to giving content on there. And if you guys are joining our Twitch, thank you guys so much. It's been a while since we used it. Um, but we're over there sitting at 620 followers. Thank you guys so much for that. Um, but red flags is a lot of times you're blind to them. Even if you want to count a relationship, because sometimes you're so used to your surroundings, and then you just get overburdened with stress. How do you how do you get through that to see the red flags? I mean, coming from somebody you've had a lot of weird experiences and rough ones, how did you keep your surroundings to where you can tell when the red flags were happening? Because for a lot of people like me, we try to do all we can do, and the red flags are just not popping up until it's way too late. People are like, "I told you so."
Well, I don't think it's that they're not there. It's like you stated. Sometimes you're blind to them. But it's the lack of what's up, nuclear. Um, One of the factors in seeing red flags is recognizing either the behavior, and sometimes you're so used to it because of childhood trauma or past relationships that you're not looking, you're trying to see the best in somebody, and then these flags are popping up. You're not seeing them, but the people around you are. And if you're not willing to take that, hey, hey, knucklehead, you're fucking up type fucking shit from your friends and family, you're not gonna see those red flags.
So it's been a while, nuclear. I'm sorry I haven't got your music out there. But I'm still listening, man. I'm just finally coming back. I'm still I'm like a fresh born baby to this shit again. So I'm trying to do this, Tony. So so I was totally fucking blindsided to a lot of the red flags that was going on. You know what I've been through up till now, and I'm telling this month is overdose month too. Overdose awareness, and from a survivor of that type of incident not too long ago. Matter of fact, part of my hiatus. Um, for the people that are struggling already with addiction, it is also hard to see red flags. You know, you got nuclear dysfunction. It's all good, bro. I myself have been busy as fuck. uh, but so my question for you is, with somebody who has a lot going on, and you knew how much I was doing at the time, on top of everything else that was going on, what would you delegate for information to help somebody be able to see the red flags in order to either one better themselves, better their relationships, or make the cuts that they need?
I mean, I don't feel you can teach how to see red flags. I think what you teach is what you learn is the ability to listen to yourself and listen to your instincts instead of focusing only on what's in front of you. Because it's a lot of red flags are masks. It ties back into one of my first topics of masking. People mask up, so you don't see their apparent red flags directly immediately upon meeting somebody, because everybody's trying to make that first good impression. And then as time goes by, you continue to see that, but you also see the other things, and you choose to ignore the little things, the small red flags that pop up first. Like playing Minesweeper, they're like that size. And then all of a sudden, one of those flags, you hit it, and it just opens up a wormhole. Right? That letting one thing slide eventually will let other things slide. And it's not that you can't be understanding, forgiving, and don't only look for red flags in people, because that is a red flag to yourself. You have to make sure that you balance looking at the good and the bad, but if the bad completely outweighs the good, then you've got to make your decision from there. If the bad can be taught to be fixed and changed, and those people are actually wanting to better themselves, then there's no reason not to stick around and try to help them out.
See, I'm grateful for you and Savage because you guys were catching on the red flags that was going on way before I was. So my suggestion, actually, to everyone that's watching, don't let your pride get in your way, especially of your own success. Um, Life was never promised to be easy. When I'm, I'm gonna add. That's like my life motto now. Like a lot of people hang on to stupid shit, and in order for you to get past it, nobody's perfect. So if somebody's judging you, have them prove that they're perfect first. But the topic of red flags, for some people like me that are blind to them, and when we do notice them, it's too late.
But
Um,
it's not. It wasn't too late. It was too late for a certain situation in a certain scenario, but it wasn't too late to correct the mistakes and move forward. What would have been too late was if you'd have done your stupid shit and succeeded.
I failed miserably at that.
Hey, I'd rather you fail at that than fail at trying.
So, to everyone who is either an addict or a former addict, know that you are still an addict. That's one of our red flags. We're always addicted to something.
I'm 17 years sober from coke. I
Well,
will forever and always be an addict. Even if I never use again, I will still be an addict because it's in my blood. It's my personality. It's me. It's the way I am. And so I have to maintain knowing that and making the decision every day never to use it again, no matter how stressful it gets, no matter how hard it gets, to never do it again.
well, knowing that you know who your wife is, who is Saphira the vampire, and the events you go out to, being an addict, you have to run into those situations at some points.
Every
How do
every
you catch
event
how do you
every
catch
event
red
that I
flags?
have been to, I have seen my addiction and I've walked away from it.
Now, how did you do that? Like, what gave you the strength to actually not be on that slippery road and let that red flag attach itself to yourself?
Well, when I went sober, I went cold turkey, and instead of going into rehab or going into a facility, I stopped and I secluded myself. So I did a lot of red flag actions that my therapist, when I was able to be like, when they actually wanted to talk to me, um, they told me that yes, my actions were, they were self-harming, but at the same time they were the best thing that I could have done. I isolated myself. I changed my friends. You know, I even called all my old contacts one last time and was like, look, man, I'm done. I'm out. I don't call me, don't bring it around me. And 90% of my friends were cool about it. A couple of times friends broke it out when we were at a party and were like, hey, you want? And then they'd look at me and I'd be like, I just stare at them and they're like, my bad, bro. We'll go in another room. I mean, I got lucky. I had a lot of really cool people that even though they still did it, they never re-offered it to me. They never were like, oh, come on, man, we're partying. Let's just, if I got tired at a party, I fucking left. It mentally, it's all about your mentality, whether or not you truly want to stay sober. That's the way I feel about it. It isn't because I've been in some stressful situations and you know a couple of mine. If I could have done that, I would have, but doing that would have done nothing except for send me down a rabbit hole that would have made my issues worse. And I realize that, but the only way that people can realize that is when they either hit rock bottom and crawl their way out of it, go to a clinic and actually learn that their destructive behaviors are because of past traumas and traumas that they're still trying to cope with, and then learning to cope and deal with these things, learning about the masks, learning about all these. Therapy helped me more than I ever thought it would, and I fought going to therapy for 15 years. This was actively during my addiction. I needed to be in therapy, but I wasn't. But I've been sober 17 years now, 17 years and a little over 2 months.
Well, I did have 12 years until my incident, and like you were saying though, but a lot of people say cut out the bad people who bring it, but my whole thing is when you know how everything I've lost recently. I was trying to find myself, and I ended up running into people that I used to hang out with, who I thought were my friends, and they brought that shit, knowing. And I hate to say, like a lot of people, like, well, if you know you can't do it, don't do it. But sometimes depression just takes your will away. Um, when you're in
Yes,
that moment,
it absolutely does. When you're when you're already broken down and you already feel at your weakest, and then that gets put in front of you, your body immediately remembers, I don't feel shit. I don't know shit. I don't nothing exists except for that high, that alcohol, that drug, that downer, that upper, whatever it may be. Nothing else exists. And when it's placed in front of you, it makes it really hard not to do it. And that's why they say even there are guys who have been sober for 50 plus years who state they still go to AA, they still go to NA for whatever reason, because they know that all it takes is once. Now, I don't cut people off for having relapses because I know people that are good people that do drugs. I don't cut them out. They're not bad people. They're good people. They just have an addiction.
so on the red flag part of this, what is something that what red flags should a pre addict who is having these situations where this is all around them and they still want to enjoy events and live life normal like others would suggest, what are the red flags somebody should look for in their situations around them, and what are some of the red flags they should look for in themselves before being put in that situation?
Well, the biggest part is if you still crave it every single day and you want to go out and you want to go party, take somebody who's sober with you. Take somebody who doesn't do that, who's never done it, who will never do it. Take them with you and be like, "Hey, all I need you to do is be here, enjoy this with me so that I don't get tempted to go do something stupid." Ask for help. That's the biggest thing you can do as an addict is ask for somebody to go with you so you don't relapse. If somebody was to call me right now and be like, "Hey man, I'm going to a music festival, but I know there's going to be meth there and I know there's going to be heroin, but I really want to go see these bands that are playing. Can you come with me? I'll pay for you to get in." I'm gone. Even if I don't like the music, I'll put my own headphones in, turn on my music in my phone and be at my own concert. I don't give a shit. But I'm not there for me. I'm there for that person. I'm there so that they know they're not alone in this, which is part of our fucking slogan in S.M.I.L.E. It's the I in S.M.I.L.E. is I am not alone. Always remember, you're not alone. If you've got 10 minutes, 10 days, 10 months, 10 years, 10 weeks, I don't care. Even if you got 1 hour that you've been sober, I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. Addictions, people say addictions are red flags. They can be. But I know, like I said, I know a lot of functioning people that do different drugs.
I'm over here still sharing it out. I'm still paying attention to part of this conversation. I'm trying to get you, as like I said, it's been a while for me to be able to do this for everyone who's watching live or not. Know that your comments do matter. Tony will be getting every single call from the live show. Sorry, from the live show and when we're not live as well. Um, so each comment we're responding to, your voices do matter. So please go ahead and be free to speak up about your situation. Um, and you kind of inspired my music project that I got going on the side with Unseen Shadows with the show Smile. what we're actually trying to do is we made a post recently where we want everyone to tell us their story, something, a struggle they've been through, and then after so many comments, we're gonna we're gonna reach out to certain people and ask for their permission to use their name and their story actually into one of the songs that we're gonna build and just make it off of that. But that was inspired by S.M.I.L.E.
What's that say?
You listen to viewer music or NA. Right now, but this is his show. This is S.M.I.L.E, guys. Welcome to S.M.I.L.E. Explain what S.M.I.L.E is again for all the new viewers that are showing up.
S.M.I.L.E is what I'm doing is S.M.I.L.E is an acronym that was created by my sister and her husband before she passed away for mental health. I'm using the S.M.I.L.E for this mental health program because it spoke to me when she died that it was just something that I think she would have been okay with, is using her acronym, as long as we're using it in a way that helps people and not manipulates them. So S.M.I.L.E stands for serve others, which is the number one thing that we can do for each other to help this world come back together, is to serve each other. Being in the service of another person brings you a feeling of, for me, it brings me a feeling of enjoyment and peace because it allows me to know that I'm helping somebody else. M is make memories. It's kind of self-explanatory. Anything can be a good memory. Make some with your family, make some with yourself, make a memory. I am not alone, as I stated before. It's so you can understand that you're not by yourself in your struggles and in your day-to-day life. There are other people out there that understand and who truly care and are willing to talk and help in any way that we can. L is for live life and love. Well, live life and learn. Sorry. It's living life means enjoy what you're doing and be happy. Love can be taken as many different things, but live life and love, right? Live life and learn. Learn from your experiences, learn from your mistakes, and grow from them. And then E is enduring to the end. Endure to the end means to keep putting one foot in front of the other. That's part of my sobriety, is making sure that one day at a time, one step at a time, 1 hour at a time. Sometimes that's what you have to do. Don't look at it as, oh, I've got to get 10 years sobriety before I'm going to feel. No, take it as, I have the next 10 minutes. I'm not going to do anything. Break it down. I got the next 10 days. I ain't going to do nothing. 10 months will come like nothing. 10 years will feel like nothing. I'm still surprised that it's been 17 years for me, because I don't feel like I don't feel like I used that long ago. It feels like it was 3-4 months ago. And it isn't that I'm fiending for it. It's that the memories and the everything that was tied to that is still very vivid in my mind.
So, like, talking on this topic, especially when it comes to addiction, I think a lot of people suffering through like hyper depression and just like where life is constantly fucking you. Um, it's a lot easier to fuck up. Like, no one is perfect. I think a lot of things is also that it's not that we're just seeking the high. We're seeking to be numb of the reality that we're being fucked in. So we know from past experiences that there's a certain amount we can, there's a certain amount of get the fuck out of here with certain things that we do to that we're addicted to. And I think one of the red flags for all addicts is that we're very much unhurt or bypassed. We got Cloud the Headhunter. Never met another UK juggalo in my life. So yeah, that would be Savage Panda. We're actually
Waiting for him to log in if he does.
if not, we just hope he's having a wonderful day.
Yeah, we hope he's
Welcome
having a
to the
great
show.
time.
He's helped Tony build the show up from what it was to what it is now. So I'm kind of like a baby to this. We're just talking about anything that you guys want to talk about over here in the comments. If life is not being fair, and you need somebody to lean on to. Tony is here. Tony has built S.M.I.L.E to help encourage everyone that they are something special, whether we know you personally or not. And my whole entire team is also dedicated to always helping. That's from me, who started this, all the way through Savage Panda, who is an amazing, talented man, all the way up to Lex Lethal, who is part of our team, who is an amazing artist and an inspiration in his community. We also got photographers because of Tony, who've joined our company, like Alan, who is out there doing videos and photo shoots, but he's always trying to help the next person grow as well. Because we want to see everyone succeed in this world because there's so much dark. Am I correct? There's so much that everyone sees everyone for their flaws, but nobody wants to talk about the flaws. They just want to announce them, blast everybody's shit, but never want to accept that maybe there's fucked up reasons behind it, and not accrediting everyone for their bullshit to have a past. But at the same time, I think if everyone does more like a open mind approach before judgment, you know what I mean?
Go serve somebody that you think is lesser. Go spend a day and volunteer at a youth facility for kids with mental disorders or autism, or go volunteer somewhere and actually see what these people struggle with, and see that they don't struggle with things that are completely out of the norm. It's not like most of these people that are in these facilities or go to these clinics or go to to therapy are not people that are schizo, that are completely out of their mind. I mean, yeah, you see those people walking down the streets and talking to nobody and screaming at nothing, right? Have you ever tried to talk to them when you don't see them like that?
Like even like a lot of people like don't talk to the homeless around here because we do have. You can tell they're heavy addicts. You know when the first of the month is because they're dancing on the corner. You know when they're having it bad because they can't find it. And I just respect everyone because I was that person at some point. You know what I mean? I had a conversation with a gentleman that is homeless who has a heavy drug addiction. That's pretty much what takes up all his money from everything gets at the first of the month. And he's like, I asked him, if you know you're struggling, why you keep doing it? He says, because nobody wants to hear me when I'm actually screaming for help. So I gave up. So I just try to talk to myself because that's all I have is myself. And he says, if anybody has to bitch about myself, at least I have one thing that I never quit and has never quit on me, and that's my addiction. I'm like, that's fucked up, man. But it's
That's
true.
that's the way a lot of us think when we're in the thralls of addiction, is that nobody cares. Well, we're here to tell you that we do. And like I said, if you have, if my show or this conversation just helps you lead to the point of you're like, I want to get clean, contact us. We'll find locations in your area. We'll contact people. We I I do have some connections. I'm not going to drop names on a platform like this because it's not worth it. But I have connections with rehab facilities and rehab runners that help people. I have these connections because of me doing things like this, and my past of dealing and helping people with their addiction, and watching people go through it, and helping people get sober. And I don't want to see anybody who wants to get clean be forced to stay dirty.
See, another thing also I suggest is the word flaws, but that everyone hunts in others, whether it be a relationship or somebody you're trying to be friends with or a business partner. Everyone's always trying to look for flaws. Why don't everyone just try to take a step as not instead of seeing it as a flaw, but as a counterpart to either make that person better? You know what I mean? Especially if you're trying to have something long term, you got to take somebody at their worst before you can take somebody at their best.
Because it's easier to look at somebody and fault them for what they're doing than to look at yourself and say, this is where I'm wrong. I don't
And
think I don't think it needs to be. We need to look at other people and say, "Oh, how can we help them with their fault?" We need to look at them and say, "Why do I see fault in this?"
yeah, because it's like 90% of the time you're some way fucking guilty of the same shit at some point.
What
Maybe
am I
even in a
not
different manner.
seeing? Yeah, what am I not seeing in myself that's making me look at this person like that action is a flaw, or that thing is worse than what it truly is.
So like, if you guys are watching, do us a favor, share this up. You know, somebody who's struggling with emotional, any type of struggle, let them have their story heard. I've been seeing a lot of people like me who are just fucking fuck life right now. I mean, we have friends dying around us that are overdosing on the fucking time. Because and and everybody's like, well, I'm mad they fucked up. No, let me explain something, and Tony can tell me if I'm wrong, but let me explain something from an addict. It's not that we're weak. It's not that we chose to just fucking do that. It was for us who dying of overdose life. We can put a smile on for you. We can give you the greatest time of your life during the day. But when we're alone, and especially, and I can't say nothing for women, but as a man, when we're alone, we have so much shit bottled up because we're supposed to have a certain standard in this now time and age where we cannot falter from, and and we have to act a certain way. We have to be a certain thing for certain people. You know what I mean? And to have certain things like fathers being ripped away from their children, or lives being ripped totally apart around them, or somebody that they trusted for years stabbing them in the back of the knife, and then their depression kicks in, but they can't act on it because if you act on a certain way, then you're not accepted by the public. And this is red flags that I've now seen thanks to help of Savage Bandit and Tony over here. I These are red flags I didn't see until it was too late. And because instead of listening to people who actually gave a shit and had that shoulder, I put on my blinders, I put on my mask, which was my red flag, and I fucking pulled it into the deepest dark parts of myself. Because when a man gets alone, the first thing you think, if anybody thinks that they're just relaxing, no, we're especially if we don't have nothing to do and it's quiet and you're in the dark. Most times, if you have something fuck up during the day, your mind will physically rip your ass apart.
When a man when a man tells you he's fine, he's not. We will tell you we are fine 1,000 times, and we will show you that we are fine, and we will do what we need to do. But you ever wonder why we like to go for drives, or we go sit in the garage, or we
Or
have
walk
to
into
have
cemeteries.
we have to have a man cave or a room or somewhere where we can be that is just our location? That's because that's where we're our weakest. That's when we let our guard down and we break. And when we come out of that area, it's as if we never did. But men break in silence because we were raised. I won't even say raised, we were trained. We were conditioned that we don't have emotion.
At one point, some of us were even beaten into the submission that a man does not cry. You do not show feelings. You are supposed to be the epiphany of strength. And let me tell you, that's so fucking shitty to do to somebody. I mean, even if a man does, like, there's men out, like, what pisses me off, there's guys right now who are with amazing women. Okay? This is another red flag I'm seeing because I was the women. So now I'm fucking seeing this shit everywhere. But I was in the woman spot where, this woman is literally doing everything she possibly can to make the house run, her life okay. and take care of the person that's supposed to love her. Like it's only get ripped apart. I mean, and then wonder why women fucking hate guys. I mean, can you blame them?
But on the opposite hand, a good man who's a good man who gets hurt becomes a bad guy who hurts. Hurt people hurt people.
I
People
think a
who
lot of
have
it stems from our parenting too, though. Like some of us do
I
have
don't
shitty
necessarily
fucking
think it
parents.
comes from parenting. I think it more comes from our life after parenting, the way that we lived afterwards. Because yes, the way that we were raised has a lot to do with the mentality on things that we have, but not allowing yourself to learn or look at things from a different point of view once you're no longer underneath that, hey, this is the way this house runs, no ifs, ands, or buts, then if you don't progress from that point and see that other people are different and other people were raised differently and other people have the same issues you have, but from different things, that's when unity will start to happen. But we're not taught, we're taught certain values. It's whether or not we hold true to those values or whether we allow ourselves to grow or whether we stay stagnant in those simple-minded, closed-minded ideals. Because I know a lot of people that were raised in very racist homes, yet
Yeah, I was
they're
raised, but that shit didn't bother me.
not racist. Right?
Yeah.
They have friends from every nationality, every creed, every sexual orientation.
So maybe
They
when I'm saying parenting is when you have, I get what you're saying, but there are some times when scars are left by somebody that we were supposed to trust before we found that other person to trust in our life that we chose was sometimes our parents' lives that they lived, like you're trying to say, bled over onto the children. Not in an incredible way either, because I don't understand what was up wrong with our parents. So a lot of them had the problem where they just followed the fuck up from their parents and then just their fucking life and bled onto the kids. But I don't know how many other parents agree with me. But even as an addict, I always wanted my children to out succeed me, to be the better version of I can never be. And
every, I believe that every parent wants to see their child be better than them. And when you see your child do those things and be better than you were at that age, I think that gives hope to the next generation and the society that, hey, look, even though we had some fucked up shit happen to us, we made sure that the child had every opportunity.
yeah, okay. But back to the red flag, though, is then ain't that originally the first red flag that's implanted in our asses when we have a parent that's abusive, manipulative, and treats, you know what I mean? They're verbally, physically, a lot of, males won't say this, but sexually, we've been fucked with because of fucked up parents. You know what I mean? Um, which is another topic, which I've also seen in a lot of male addicts, is that they have had sexual abuse but never talked about it because it was embarrassing or shunned. There's actually a statistic for that. If I have to, I can bring up during the show. But there's a statistic where there's like I think it's like 63% of addicts that are male. They did a survey on said that it was because they started using heavy to get past what they were going through, and then they got help, whatever stopped. But when they got older, because they never talked about the situation, it just led them back into where they had to have that numbness again. So
What about some of you guys? You guys have anything to put in, please? I mean, I don't mind sitting here just shooting the shit with DJ Shadow, but I'd love to get some of your guys' input on some of this about red flags and the way that every person deals with them differently and how you can start to see these red flags and how to tell somebody, hey, you're blinded to this without sounding like a complete asshole.
Only the tip.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I will be an asshole to somebody if I feel that's the only way that they're going to understand what I'm trying to say.
And he doesn't mean asshole. He means drill sergeant.
Drill sergeant's Army. I'm a Marine. We had drill instructors.
Which were our worst.
Oh, far worse.
Still no comments yet. That's okay.
Yeah, it happens. I mean,
It's like a hit
it
and miss.
happens.
But back to your red flags. Also, red flags in business. What I've also learned is communication is a big thing, guys. You gotta communicate with everyone on the team. Don't do what I did. I pulled out like a teenager at a college party, and no, and that was my red flag. But I think a lot
Yeah,
of
but
the
we called you on it too.
oh yeah, Savage, oh, he got into that ass. Like, he had a spoon and I was the honey pot. He would have been fucking Winnie the Pooh. But I deserved it.
I, and honestly, it wasn't my spot to do that to you because, like I said, I've known you a couple of years now, and yet I know that he's known you longer, and that's why I told him. I said, "Look, man, if you feel you need to say something to him, say it.
Put it to
Don't
the
hide it
ass.
because all you're doing is hurting yourself. Because eventually, it's going to come out, and it's going to come out wrong."
But he was never wrong. I mean, it was a great part. So that's why I'm back because you guys were very encouraging. But that's one of the red flag. Red flag is not having communication. Also, if you're going to be trying to do something like this, you need to not put everything onto one person or yourself. Because red flags right there. One, this is what's going to happen with the person who's trying to do everything to help everything run. They're going to burn the fuck out. Two,
Quickly.
two, if life is fucking them on top of everything else that they're responsible for, now the plate is just way too heavy. Something's got to fall. Then what happens is for that person is they don't feel that they're good enough. Or they're just not, it's just too much. They start having panic attacks. They can't breathe. So therefore, you're going to end up losing a team member more than one way doing that with overload. So remember, when you're trying to do something like this to keep it successful, find people you can trust. Look for the red flags. And what I mean by red flags is, and Tony can vouch for this, we've helped people get to where they want it in fandom, and they have pulled out. And that's fine. Great for them. We did our job, but they can never say we didn't do what we offered. Um, but we've had young models, I'm not going to say any names, say they want certain things. And Chrissy, who's been doing this, who is Saphira, Tony's her manager, has been doing this for years. Okay? So when these two are approached, with situation, tasks where you do this, you gotta have the drive. So if you don't have drive to do what you're gonna be claiming to do, you need to let people know right away. So which leads back to communication, because then you're wasting not only your time, but you're also wasting their time, and then they have two other people. So
And don't fail to forget that we understand that life happens, but that's where the whole communication portion lies in, and that goes for everyday life with everyday people, whether you're working together, whether you're living together, whether you're commuting in a carpool together. Communication is a key piece, because what happens if we're in a carpool together and I pull up on your house and you're too sick to get out of bed, but you haven't dropped a text to say, hey, I'm not going to make it in. Go ahead and just bypass me. It just communicating with people allows that break in that awkwardness of, oh well, what do they expect of me? Well, if you just come out and say it directly, hey, look, we're this is what I want to talk to you about, and you can carry on a civil conversation. That's
I'm hoping he joins.
give me just a second.
Oh, thank God. He's coming. Oh, yes. I'm sorry, I get excited when I see my fluffy panda. But let me tell you, it's good. And if you're going to build a company like this, red flags you need to watch for is somebody's attendance. Um, how much do you have to repeat at a meeting about the same topic? Um, if you're having a meeting every week and you're still going, hey, well, guys, you need to be a part of this because we're doing this, this, and this, and you just don't see this, and you're repeating the same topic week after week to a point where you actually record it and put it in a group and still not sinking through. That's a red flag. Something is afloat, and it's not the Browns. So, another red flag me and Tony's ran into. Especially got to be careful models where there's photographers that are promising you great things and not coming through on their side of the story, and you end up losing money and personal time. Correct. So red flags and for that. So do check on somebody you're going to work with. Talk to people they've had experiences with. Um, know that BTMX sponsors Tony with S.M.I.L.E because I am proud to say that he's doing really well, guys. Especially with this and
I'm
what he's
not
trying.
perfect. I'm far from perfect, and like I say in every one of the shows, I'm not a counselor. I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. This is all coming from an individual who suffers on a daily basis from mental health issues and from PTSD and from past traumas. Um, this is in no way, shape, or form anything that we say is not to be taken as this is what you have to do to fix your life. These are just ways that we have realized through trial and error, through therapy, through relapse and recovery again, that these things do work if you put the effort in. And it's just like we've been saying, when you work for a company, you working with each other here. When we say we're a family, we're not lying about it. You're not always nice to your family when you want to tell them they're fucking up, right? You can't put on baby gloves with your own family because you gonna tell them how it is. Well, that's how we run things here. If there's an issue, take it to the person.
Yeah, never do the whole well, I don't want to deal with this shit, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna go ahead and Tony, because you're in charge of everything. Tony, it's your problem because what you are right there, you just created a red flag for yourself because then you're delegating for one, something that you should have dealt with. Now,
Well, and
no,
being delegated to on a different level. There's a difference. If you come to me and you're like, hey, I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. Can you take this, and this from me? That's completely different. That's a green flag because you're openly in communication. But if you just come to me and you're like, dude, I'm done, it's all on you.
not even a hawk two, just hot two on that thing. No, not even that. But it's serious though because if you're having an issue, talk professional about it. Don't go for flaws. See where they're coming from. Hear their story first, rather they're saying it angry at you or not. In order for you to be successful, you just
Bring your
got
mic a
to.
little closer.
Okay, is that better? Anyways, You just got to be able to be open-minded when you're talking to anybody because you're going to say shit that you don't like, and that's how you become more successful, even in life, whether it be business or life. Take what people are saying to you not always as an insult, but as insight. Um, I think that'll help with the flags taking a big reverse. And also you don't always have to take what everybody's saying to heart. And people say that words are um what you do. Oh, okay. So we're multitasking, and this is horrible for me.
Yeah, multitasking right in the middle of a show. Not a big deal, but it tends to happen a lot during our show.
I didn't know that you might be hungry. So I've never taken my show because I didn't want to make it about my lucky. It's all about
I know. Told you you can kick my ass.
So I've never taken my show because I didn't want to make it anything to do with me because it's all about Tony and it's Tony's show.
It's such an amazing man.
Not angry. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
All right. So we're back. Back. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
So back to you. Not a lot of people communicating this week, but most likely will be. Now, who knows who's going to comment on this? We're not watching. We still want you guys to talk.
And that's okay. It isn't a requirement for you guys to comment and interact while you're here. Sometimes all you need is sometimes it's just good to listen. It's good to hear other people's take on certain things, and hopefully today's topic we can help a few people take care of a few things. Why don't we roll into a song break real quick?
Okay, we can do that real quick. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play, since we've been talking about overdose and stuff. I got a song that I think it'll fit right now, and I'm hoping to make it bigger every day. So I'm just going to go ahead and play that for you guys. Everybody should know it. If not, you will at the end.
Can't let go. I can't let you go. I try, but I always know. I wish you was holding me close. Can't be without you, I'd rather overdose. When you fucked up on them pills, you can't hear me cry. Without them, you're sick and we both know why. Pint after pint till the well runs dry. If only you love me like you love getting high. I can't let you go. I try, but I always know. I wish you was holding me close. Can't be without you, I'd rather overdose. Fucked up, can't slow down, won't come down. Don't know how, my dad's dead, my mom's proud. Got bro stuck in our hometown. My bank account got zeros. I'm supposed to be the hero, but here I am, still fucking up. I'll drink my weight in beer, though I know that you hate me and I hate me too. I can't get over what I did to you. You tried to help me and it wasn't going through. I hope that you miss me, cause I miss you too. But I can't let you go. I try, but I always know. I wish you was
What is good, everybody? How you doing, Savage?
What is up? Sorry for the lateness, people. I really am. I was dealing with a little one's birthday. So, deep apologies to
Give me
everyone,
just
especially you,
1
Tony.
second, guys.
So I was like, when he's like putting it on Savage's page, I'm like, well, he's gonna either one put his foot up my ass, or two. So, and I'm like, I'm Tony. I'm throwing you under the bus. Don't make me do it. But I'm glad you showed up. We were just actually talking about we're talking about red flag and about addiction and stuff
Literally
like
walked in
that.
the door, looked at the time on my phone, saw our group chat, and I was just like, fuck, shit, fuck.
Hey, for once I was punctual. Because you gotta understand, Savage has been doing the whole background scenes and putting this together for Tony and doing what I did today. So like when I say that if it wasn't for Savage over there, I don't think Tony's show has got as much interaction as big as it has without Savage's his wanting to help. You know what I mean? A big shout out to you. Like, I just got done explaining why you were gone because we were on your page. I wanted everybody to understand that this is your page. We're also live on BTMX. The reason why we're doing that is because that's what Tony wanted. But I announced that somebody's dying. Chrissy's coming back to life. So what I announced was if it wasn't for you, BTMX would have died without you and Tony, and red flags I was doing and how I wasn't seeing things that you and Tony were. And my pride got in my way just not to see him. And then we talked about ways to be able to trust your friends who are seeing things that you can't, especially if you're not adaptable to seeing red flags. You know what I mean? Because you've seen everything that I was going through, and I was too stupid to catch on. You kept trying to tell me, and I'm like, talked about that, and then because this is overdose month, me and you, that means a lot to us here at BTMX. So we were talking a little bit about that, red flags and addiction for how to help people see them and shit like that. So now you're up to date.
Here's a red flag for you.
I'm just catching up on
Has
that.
anybody else been following the Matthew Perry case from Friends? You guys know who I'm talking about, right? Savage might not so much.
Cranberries? What do you mean I might not know so much? How dare you? The cranberries that he dropped on the table?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about too. Okay. Well, the red flags. What do you think some of the red flags in his situation are?
He got caught.
I don't think he got caught. I think what happened was when he went into rehab, he went into rehab with people who had no intention of getting sober. Because the people he met in rehab are the reason why he's dead. Now, he chose to relapse. His personal assistant obviously said, look, I used to shoot him up 3-4 times a day.
Yeah, it's huge out here.
So, I mean, but there were red flags before all of that started happening. Why didn't his personal assistant, who's supposed to help him stay sober, why didn't that personal assistant say, hey, look, man, I know you got an issue still. Let's get you back into rehab. Let's get you into a different rehab away from these people. They all saw the red flags but did nothing, and I believe they all should be held accountable for it.
Yeah.
What exactly happened? Explain it to me again. I'm not understanding.
Matthew Perry overdosed from ketamine.
He didn't overdose.
Okay, my question did.
No, he was
It
injected
was
and he died.
not the cranberries, but them little red berries. That's a whole other wormhole.
Okay.
But
So
no,
basically, he was an addict that fucked up and
well,
died.
he was an addict during Friends. He was addicted to ketamine and alcohol and pain pills. He got sober for a while, slipped, went into rehab, and had been sober. They say he was sober 6 months upon at almost 6 months to maybe closer to a year. That he had been out of rehab and had been sober the whole time, but now it's coming out that within 2 months of him being out of rehab, he was already using ketamine again.
Maybe because he was in a point in life where he just had too many things going on and he just didn't give a fuck.
I
I don't think
I
it was
know
that
when
because
he got asked to go back to Friends and on that set, that triggered him off a lot really badly. I know that.
yeah, when they did the reunion show, that's
what
when
made
I
him go
think he fully
backwards a little bit to get help. Yeah.
yeah. But the people, it like you asked me earlier, remember Shadow, you asked me how did you go from being in addiction to where you can be at a party and it can be on the table in front of you and you won't touch it. A lot of it, yes, is my mentality.
Strength and willpower. Yeah.
But it's also the people that I chose to be around when I go to those parties.
See, my problem is when I go to a party and there's candy on the table, that they're playing snowman. I'm over there like a fucking Hoover vacuum, just diving over everybody. And my friend's like, "No," and I'm like, "Too bad."
Yeah, but but that's the thing. I'm gonna call it as I see it here. You made that conscious decision to do it. You could have turned around and walked into another room or walked into the kitchen or walked fucking out the front door. But instead you walked towards it and you did it. You can't deny what you did, right? I'm not
Yeah,
saying
I went to
I'm
the.
not saying you're not
I went
there's
to
not
the whole.
reason.
See, the whole thing is it's kind of hard to say that I had that intention because I walked into the place thinking I was oh, one thing was going to happen and not the other, and then that other happened, and my brain was like, "Oh boy," you know what I mean?
He thought his world was going to get rocked in a different way and not that sort of way, basically, is what he's trying to say.
Oh, we all understand male lingo here.
He thought his other head was going to explode, not this head. Trust the Brits go there, hey.
I was going to definitely give her a sweet
The
biscuit.
white stuff's meant to come out, not go up and in. Alien girls. Or boys' bums, if you swing
it went the wrong direction.
I felt like MGK.
Or if you're into Family Guy, into the air.
I felt like MGK with that, that cocaine days that he talks about.
But like I said,
died because someone
this is why
you had the mic and your mouth was open.
I've had people tell me lately, you should just go to school and become a counselor. Do you not understand that this is how my counseling sessions would go? They would tell me, this is what I did, this is what I did. And I'd look at them and be like, you're a fucking dumbass. You know damn well you chose to make those decisions. Now, I'm not saying that you were unjustified or that there's not reasons as to why you did these things. But God damn it, you made the choice your damn self not to leave that environment.
Yeah, but
you're stuttering.
There's a
because you're stuttering, but because you're stuttering, you can't come up with a valid excuse as to why you did it. No, you can't.
Yes, I can. I got a valid excuse.
This is what's supposed to happen in my show. Let it happen, please.
We're doing. I got a butt. It's like religion.
Apart from the butt that drew you there, what is the butt?
Yeah. Okay. So the situation is you're going somewhere, right? And he described the party was supposed to happen.
The door.
Okay. What happens?
Walk out the door.
But that's
you had a choice.
That's a red flag. If you're trying to get yourself out of that situation, no matter how beautiful or attractive that lady is, if she's going to bring you down that dark passage,
that's a red flag.
Yeah.
But it was... So, but you gotta understand, that's like telling a fat kid and giving them a fucking piece of chocolate cake with powdered sugar on top, not to fucking eat it, but and leave it behind after smoking 3 blunts. I mean, are you not gonna
I
devour that shit?
Okay, I'm
I
going to
mean,
revert to a rapper called Stitches. He wrote a song called She Devil, which is to do with tempting him back.
listen to it.
Trust me.
I gotta listen to this now. But
I'll send
there's
you
certain
so you can listen
situations
to it
like
later.
that.
Ed,
Yeah.
they're finally coming out with a new Dragon Age game.
Nice.
Is this as good as Ouija Mac? Like
You know what
you
I'm
can
talking
see,
about,
that's
right?
pretty much where I was at.
On Xbox. It's October. Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine.
See, so pretty much how that night went. If I wanted had to do it by musical song, it would have been "Demon Seed" by Ouija Mac, then "Hiding in the Bushes" by Ouija Mac.
Then waking up in a field half naked and sunburnt by
The rednecks. I was, you know what? I should have had somebody record me as I peeled myself out of the field, singing like "Have Jelly Roll Play and Save Me."
No, you need to write a song called I Woke Up Half Naked in a Field.
Because that's what happened. I know what lobster feels like on the grill. It's just a
But
little
no,
bit.
you cannot give and any therapist, I'm sorry, because I've been in a therapy session exactly like this where I was like, but I did this, and they're like, but you could have done this, and I'm like, but I didn't. As soon as you start stuttering in your reasoning behind why you did it, it's not a reason, it's an excuse. You had the choice, you made it. No one is faulting you for your choice. I'm not saying, oh, he's a horrible fucking person because he did this. I could give a shit less. It's your fucking life. But when the choices of certain people affect you and your life, that's when I think you should be allowed to tell them they're red flags. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't believe that calling everybody out for what people call flaws and calling them red flags, as we were stating earlier, calling everybody out for everything that they do that you deem wrong is a huge red flag to me. Because you're not accepting responsibility for shit that you chose to do. And you didn't blame this girl for what you did. You didn't blame your
I went to
friends
the
for
cotton
taking
candy
you
bowl.
out. Right? You took responsibility for your shit. That's another reason why Kurt and I were like, we know he's still in there. We know he's not like fucking gone. So we're gonna do what we gotta do to keep this float, and we're still gonna be there for you. And we did that. And now we're back. We're gonna
And
be
who got
stronger
fucked
than
really
ever.
hard out of it all? Like, and to be honest, who got fucked out of like Savage has every right to say like "fuck you" to me. That man was. I was on the phone. We basically live with each other through our phones every day.
That's why I stated to Savage, look, I can't say anything to Will. I ain't been here long enough, but you have at it, man. Say what you gotta say.
And like I told everybody, you were like Winnie the Pooh with a honey pot. And that was the pot, and you were eating that, getting that shit. And I deserved every bit of it. But you know what? He never left. He never faltered about what BTMX was about. You know what
And
I
he
mean?
never hated on you. He never
Nope.
hated on you. He didn't just make up shit. He was real
He
with you
called
about
me on my shit.
He
Like
was
Will.
I
real
was
with you.
pissed off. Yeah, I was mad, but I was only mad because I was upset because I care about you. That's the bottom line of it.
And now I'm back because of these two gentlemen, and they see that I've been back in the last.
Fuck you.
I am back. Like fucking Terminator. So I got the
No, I'm back is Chucky. I'm
Oh.
back.
I thought it was a
It's-
porn show, a UPS man.
I'll be back is Terminator.
I thought that was
bro.
the milkman.
Oh shit.
No, the milkman is deliveries in rear.
No, the milkman said he was going for cigarettes and he never came back.
No, that was your dad.
Wait a
My dad
second. We have the
was
same
milkman.
dad?
You ever wonder why you don't look like anybody but the milkman?
Because my mom forgot to swallow. I mean, hot
She
too.
chose the wrong milk.
She had to pay for it somehow. I mean,
She
anyways.
didn't. She
Take it from
didn't
the
take the
other.
delivery. She didn't take the delivery in the rear like she should have.
No, she took the cream. She needed the butter.
All right, let's get back to fucking topic before we get banned from 90% of our platforms.
Hey,
Yeah,
there is a song in the UK by a group called Bad Manners, and there's about the Winkle and Cockle man.
Don't forget there's piss and razors in Kentucky. I love to eat periods in Arizona.
Off
Yeah.
topic, but inspiration mental health wise, I know you really like Young Blood, DJ Shadow.
Yeah.
If I'm correct, this weekend, just gone, he just managed to put his Young Blood Festival on.
Yeah,
And
and
it
that's
went
going to
with
actually be
success
cheap
from what I've
too.
heard.
Yeah, it's that first one he's doing. It's actually going to be. He's making it where it's cheap to the public.
No, it's just
Like,
happened.
it just happened. I heard he
Yeah,
I
was
think
trying
it
to
just
make.
happened this past weekend. I think it happened Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday,
Yeah.
Sunday.
I hope he does it
Yeah.
in the States. But
Only time would tell. He took a step, and from what I've seen, it looked good. And
And
that
I
was
also
all
know
off
he's trying
the
to make
back of mental health and him wanting to do something for more than himself, mental health wise. He wanted to help everyone.
Yeah, because I know he had a couple commercials about it where everyone was pissed off because he wasn't going to be charging the prices that like normal festivals would. He was trying to make it more optional to the public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For people that can't get to it. Shit.
Basically,
I have a
because
question about
things
red
like
flags.
Download, Reading, and Leeds Festival, which are big festivals in the UK, and Glastonbury, have become all about the money. And he's tried to make it a festival, not so much about the money, but about the artist and about the fun and about being at a festival.
I think I might have some ideas on how to help him keep his costs down if he's willing to cooperate with certain people and certain things. Like, think about it. If he went to a catering company who does it professionally and was like, "Hey, I want to cater an event. I want the food. I want the food to be free to everybody that comes."
This is how you make it cheap. Okay, because you can understand when you're holding an event. Me and Savage had to do research because we were going to do this before we got.
Hey, let's discuss this in a business meeting so we don't give away ideas.
Oh yeah, because I'm about to break everyone's balls. Let's just say I used to help run a nonprofit here in Ohio. I helped with its name. I helped with its logo, and then I helped it get its nonprofit through the state.
501c3.
Yep, which end up in a normal month would bring in almost 50 grand because of me doing car shows. Off of one car show, I brought in 25 grand, and that's at $10 a car, not plus what I had other companies doing to make the event cheap and actually decent for both parties and also accessible to the public so they can have, more exposure to, everyone was having fun. It was free completely to the public. It was only charged by the cars and it all went to donation, which went into helping people get GEDs and houses and stuff like that. So
Now
I know business.
Now back on topic. It just kind of crossed my mind. A lot of people think that adult males playing video games is a red flag in a relationship.
Apparently, listening to Suicide Boys is a red flag.
Wait a second.
I fucking love Suicide Boys.
Have you heard? You can tell by with the music, I'm trying to make it sound like. But a lot of people got.
Why do you think that's considered a red flag?
It depends on the person, though, because you can't say all men because there are some fuck boys who are using women who are fucking having 2 or 3 jobs busting their ass. They're
And
not.
all they do
taking
is
care of-
stay at home.
They don't fucking take care of the house. They're not helping with the kids. No, the motherfucker can't even bring in $250 a month. You know what I mean? To help out with anything. Then you have that poor woman over there suffocating, trying to die for the man that she loves, and he's over there pew 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 pew. You know what I mean? So I get where that is somewhat of a red flag. You know what I mean? Because there are assholes that ruin it for guys who use it for
relaxation, decompression.
Yeah. So
and go ahead, Savage.
No, I just said yeah. I was agreeing.
Okay.
So I'm just doing some more sharing.
See if we can get some people in. I mean, we got another half hour, so. I mean, technically, this show can run as long as we want it to, so.
You want me to go ahead and put on a song real quick?
I mean, I'm good, but if you want to, if you've got one you think that'll fit, but.
Yeah, I got one to fit. Once again. What we've been talking about is
you went mute and then come back.
Yeah, because I'm like still baby to this. This is like I'm still a virgin. The other one didn't go well.
You need to get a clicker for that mic, like a wireless clicker you can just hold in your hand. So every time you talk, you just.
Yeah, but he'll forget to click. Like I forget to click a button. Come on.
He'd lose the clicker while he's holding it.
Most likely, or I'll stick it in my mouth thinking it's my pen. Oh fuck! But we've been talking about addiction, so why not give you another song about it? And we're just trying to, let everyone know that if you guys watch this, please feel free to let us know your guys' struggle, and we're just gonna play music in between. Give us time to come back. So this is Sugar Boom Boom. I'm chasing dragon. You ever heard that song?
Boom, boom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, but the title sounds funny.
Sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my hand. Sugar boom boom, out robbing people, but I'm an honest man. Sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my hand. Sugar boom boom, out robbing people, but I'm an honest man.
Let me tell you straight up, homie, this story's not rehearsed. Done my share of drogas, but with this I'm feeling cursed. Done a little tempo, paid for my crime. Got out on healthy, now parole's going just fine. Smoke a little, yes, God, no more black sand. Gotta feed me Ale, cause now I'm an honest man.
Sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my hand. Sugar boom boom, out robbing people, but I'm an honest man. Sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my hand. Sugar boom boom, out robbing people, but I'm an honest man.
Met a chick named Anna on my way to work one day. She had me hypnotized, I tried to pull away. Fine little morena, black on black, even her eyes. Yeah, homie, she's a fine one, but the devil in disguise. Handed me a bendo, dropped the substance on some for y'all. She lit the flame as I inhaled, the dragon just uncoiled.
Sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my hand. Sugar boom boom, out robbing people, but I'm an honest man. Sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my hand. Sugar boom boom, out robbing people, but I'm an honest man.
It's 3 days later and I haven't been to work. She's left me stranded with cold chills and violent jerks. Thinking of a come up quick so I can feed my habit. I saw this guy at the ATM, now it's time to chase that dragon. Ran up on this vato as he gets close to his car. I was in full stride when the cops rolled by, hit this vato with my balls.
Sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my hand. Sugar boom boom, out robbing people, but I'm an honest man. Sugar boom boom, I'm chasing dragon. This dragon's got my hand. Sugar boom boom. I'm robbing people, but I'm an honest man.
So,
Fairly fitting song. It shows you what red flags from the song did you pick before all the bad things happened?
me or Savage?
Anybody watching?
What did you think of that song, Savage? You never heard of it before?
Never heard it before.
It's pretty popular, especially here in Southern California.
Sugar boom boom, I'm facing Drake. Now fucking
Sugar boom boom.
It's about 4 different drugs.
Oh, we know. One of them were actually 2 of them were my favorite. And in Ohio, they're definitely favorites.
Random off topic. Does this remind you of an artistic piece?
Yes. Yeah, scary. What is it? Scary Night by Picasso.
That one, done it. I found a rock randomly at the beach. It just reminded me of it, so I took it home. Sorry, off topic.
No, that's actually on topic, because what you did was you saw something that brought enjoyment to you, that brought a memory from somewhere. It brought that memory, and you were like, oh shit. And then you brought it home and painted it. So it wasn't just that the rock looked like
that. I found it like that.
You found it like that. Okay, then that was meant for you. It kind of looks like you. Open your mouth.
Is someone getting salty out by the sea?
You know the blue the white eyes.
Orange.
No, the white eyes. You're kind of sunburnt.
Yeah.
Will look like a fucking lobster.
Yeah, I'm pretty much deep fried.
You look like you stuck your head in an oven for 5 minutes.
You know what? I like to look like lobster. At least you know my meat's expensive. Anyway.
The only problem with lobster is when you overcook it, it's fucking rubber.
At least then I got protection.
Not when it tastes like a burnt tire.
I'm not the one tasting it, so I don't care.
You would be when people stop coming to taste.
They're not coming to taste. I am.
But back on topic.
Don't drink Mountain Dew.
Damn it, I have not given them a verbal quote since I started, and I've been drinking them and told... I even said last week, I said, I ain't going to say who the fuck I'm drinking until they sponsor my ass.
I wouldn't even be drinking that shit. Not after what I heard.
Oh, I know what it is, but the funny thing is, it doesn't affect me like that.
But the turd on top?
Because you're a Marine. You can eat crayons.
I do eat crayons. Shut up.
That's like bubble gums.
My favorite color, my favorite flavor is purple.
See, when we're going to have a music event, it's going to be so easy to get Tony to shut the fuck up. You just grab a box of 48 crayons and throw them at him.
Problem is, you'll get them back color coordinated and half eaten.
Shit, you need a bigger pack.
You better make it a 96 or a 128 if you want to keep me entertained.
See, so we're just gonna instead of having Fago, it's gonna be about like crayons and school supplies. So when they're throwing shit at us, we can just bag it up and donate it.
No, what we do is we get Fago to make a specific label that's Fago. It says Fago, but it's written like Crayola, and they all look like Crayola crayons.
No comment.
Hey, Fago's good, man. Which one can't you get out there? Which one can't you get out there? The cotton candy?
All of them.
You can't get any of them out there.
You can never, ever get is that firework one.
Yes, we had that we had that a lot out here.
Yeah, it's like
it's
not hard to find.
Ohio, right?
It might be easy for you, but it's not easy for us.
I'll take pictures of it for you.
This is a legit question. if we send it via the fucking mail service one way or another, will it get through customs or will you get flagged for it or fined for it?
Oh no, it will come through, but you have to make sure, obviously, that you pay the right shipping on it. So you're paying for the weight of it, and you have to make sure it's bubble wrap. So yeah, it's not rattling around. The same as when I order it normally.
See, as a juggler, I just want to cry. We should just have a fundraiser where people donate donate Fago, the poor savage.
I just set up a PO box.
See, that's what we're gonna do. Is we're just gonna hold events. When we start holding events here in the States, we're gonna have like you can only get in the show if you can bring in 2 liters of Fago in the outfit. We'll just send them back.
2.5. The 0.5 matters.
3 liters. The 3 liters.
2.5. Just to be awkward.
So we're gonna just keep sending you chests of fucking Fago. So you can do some opening videos.
No, we collected all from one show.
Well, Tony's got links. He can have it airdropped.
Don't test me.
Oh, you can see. I want to see the TikTok video for that. So it's a fucking airdrop and knocking them out, and here's a whole shitload ton of Fago.
Yeah, that'd be me Caden trying to fucking film it and end up land on Caden's leg. Yeah.
Hold on. Do you have a backyard?
Yeah.
Is it big enough to hold a 5 foot by 5 foot pallet?
Yeah.
Do it. Because you know they're going to use that for next year's gatherings commercial.
You know what you do? You know the way that we set it up, because I do have a couple of people that I know that might be
the thing is
interested.
The flight path goes right over my house as well.
Well, that would be perfect. The hard part would be coordinating it with international airspace or coordinating it with an airdrop from England. Because
why don't you speak to your military friends? Because of the bases that are just up the road that fly over my house every fucking day.
That's what I'm trying to talk about, is finding the right airman that's willing to do it. But if I'm gonna set that hard of a thing up, I'm gonna skydive with that bitch and fall with it, and just land and be like, "What's up, savage?"
True the crayon.
Yep. Oh, how do you think your neighborhood would react to see a fucking big ass crate drop by airdrop right into your backyard?
You have to be dressed like a wolf.
I don't think with some of the stories I've heard from some people that live around mine, because of the amount of drugs that they're on, they think that's normal.
Yeah, but if it came from like a C-130 fucking American airplane.
Oh, apparently they see UFOs flying off that and lights flying off. Yeah. I just nodded and say yes and be polite. They ain't harm me with their ramblings.
I just think it would be funny. No, have you at a gathering and just drop a crate of Fago from an airliner from a C-130 flying over the festival.
I've had someone drive me Fago in my door before.
See, what I want to do is when we get like enough. I want to start our own brand of we're gonna start our own brand of flavors like pop soon. That's what we should use, like energy drinks and shit like that. What we're gonna do is for the promotion.
The business is too cutthroat right now, and there's too many fucking people in that honeypot. We gotta find a different one. We need to get back on topic because I still got 25 minutes on my show, and all this needs to be discussed in our business meetings. No,
come on. It'd be a perfect idea with the drop and everything. Like,
do you see what my name says right here in the corner?
Damn.
Do you know what no one says? Butt plugs. That's what we need to invest in, is butt plugs. At least that way you can shove a big enough
musical butt plugs
in his mouth to shut him up.
Yes, and then make it musical too. So like when we each drop a song, we could just have demons. Imagine that beat. This song will wreck your insides.
We'll talk about this later. Back on topic. Because we just went like so far off left hand.
But that's mental health for you.
But it is, and that's what's funny is the fact that people look at us that do that. We start on one topic and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're talking about this, and now we're talking about this. How is it that those of us that suffer from this, I consider this a green flag with anybody that I meet. If you can't follow my course of conversation, there's an issue.
An issue doesn't lie with me.
mean, and it's not necessarily negative, but I randomly jump from topic to topic to topic to topic, but it all winds up tying back together. Right? When you see green flags in people, that's awesome, but they will, and they do blind you to red flags that are more often than not precursors to major red flags. You ever met somebody and just been like, there's something off? I don't know quite what it is, but there's something off about this person. And it's not necessarily like, oh, I got to watch myself around them. But you're just like, there's something that's not, they're trying to like hide something or they're not showing something fully. Do you consider that an absolute red flag, or is that one of those minor flags? How would you feel about it? Like when you meet somebody and they're cool and everything's there, but there's just like that nagging feeling in the back of your head or in the pit of your stomach that you're like, there's just something.
Because you've noticed it, in my eyes, sometimes not running away at first is good. Because the red flag might be something that you can talk about and then that red flag goes away. Rather than losing something. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So
believe it. I do believe
relationships or whatever this has happened, there's something similar to that going on in my head. Rather than me run away, can we talk about it? And if that person isn't adult enough to talk or anything about it, then you know that is a red flag and to walk away.
Well,
exactly.
Also, wait a second, because as I just did this recently to you guys, sometimes it's not the matter of that we're not grown up enough. We just don't think that we're good enough to waste your time with hearing our voices anymore. So it's like a kind of like a strength thing because it's a battle with self. So we do want to reach out, but at the same time, it's better to.
You didn't do this day one. Like if we're gonna go back to this topic, it isn't that you did this like day one of meeting me and Savage. You know what I mean? It's not like when we met you that all of this happened, right? Because to us, immediately, if we meet somebody and then day two of us knowing them, that happens, we're so far gone, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about is day one meetings of people. How do you sense your red flag? And is it necessarily a red flag, or is it maybe a yellow flag? Or is it maybe a
be an open mind? Be open-minded about it.
What about white flags? There are white flags that people fly all the time, but how many people talk about what a white flag is for somebody?
Sometimes red flags are masked.
But that leads back into a previous topic, like we've stated before, that yes, a lot of the masks that people wear become red flags. And the fact that somebody hides behind a mask is not necessarily a red flag. I definitely agree that it means trauma of some sort, not necessarily physical, but some sort of trauma. So therefore, what would you consider a white flag of somebody? Something that's just like they're a white flag. And I don't mean like a surrender flag, but a white flag.
where like something's kind of like neutral, you know, it's bad and good at the same time, or
No, I'd call that a gray flag. I'm talking about something that
Someone
maybe
that
it's
has the
not a
time
red.
for you. Someone that has the
It's not a
time for
red.
you, like you would have the time for them. Do you get where I'm?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't consider that a green flag. Now it
Yeah.
is a green flag, but at the same time, it's that white flag of knowing neutrality,
Yeah.
of knowing that no matter the situation, that person is going to be able to say, I'm here. That's what I consider a white flag.
Yeah.
A lot of people that carry that on them suffer from a condition that used to be known as white knight simplex, because they go around and they help other people and they put themselves on the back burner. How many of us with mental health? No, how many of us with mental health actually do that?
I did that quite a lot. The others before myself went myself to the fucking bone.
Another thing is also with the whole situation. I think like white flags is only ones I've seen is people that are loyal when they shouldn't be. You know, when at times where you're definitely there are people
Stupid.
that yeah, you know, and I mean other people can't. They're not on the same wavelength, and they just stay chill about it.
Okay, here's situational. We've got a friend that a lot of people can't handle, right? Sometimes we're that friend. I'm not going to knock it. I am definitely that friend to a lot of people that before they introduce me to their other friends, they warn their friends, hey, look, this dude's a little nuts, but he's a good dude. Right? I know nobody gets warned fully about me because that would just spoil all the fun.
So I got a question for you. Also, like, so for that's the white flags. But my question is would you kind of somebody who's like insecure but tells their partner about it as a white flag, like they go out and like explain, you know, all the shit they've been through?
That's trust. And if somebody trusts you that much, yeah, absolutely. To me, that's a white flag. That's
trying to
somebody
show your
saying,
heart on your sleeve.
I'm vulnerable enough to tell you this in hopes that you're not going to use it against me. But I think the only way you get that out of someone is by showing them the same respect. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
If you sit down and you're like, well, tell me about yourself, or tell me about your last ex and how the way he treated you and what was wrong, what you felt wrong about it. But you don't sit there and discuss it back with them. You just want to know what somebody did wrong. You're not, that's not a white flag. That's not a white flag scenario to me. Does that make sense? That to me is manipulation. If you sit down to express yourself to somebody, or you ask somebody something and want them to be vulnerable, you better be vulnerable back.
Yeah.
That's the only way a white flag situation, I think, truly happens.
No, so what happened if, like, you, for instance, that you're like the guy go ahead and tells all his problems, right? You said that's trust, but what happened if the guy like questions everything the new partner does because of the past, and that person stays? Is that a white flag, or is that what is that thing?
No, if it in my eyes, from someone that's been hurt a lot in the past, and I see a lot of red flags with people sometimes. If you can calmly and adultly express what you've been through and say, look, that's panicking me. If that person can then reassure you as well as open up, do you get where I'm from? So it's like going back to what Tony was saying, but mentioning, look, this is worrying me. And if they can't talk about it, in my eyes, then yeah, there is a problem.
Okay, now from the perspective of an individual, like Savage was saying, is I've been hurt in all my relationships.
Because it's a lot of trauma, isn't it, Tony? Because you think, oh, I'm seeing the same signs again. Fuck's sake, red flag. I'm going to run away, don't you?
Well, the problem
Then
with me is I
sometimes you
suffer.
persevere and you realise it's not.
Problem with me is I suffer from white knight simplex. I've been diagnosed as having white knight syndrome. I want to help every person that I come across, and I've had to learn to be a greedy asshole at times. Is the only way that I can really feel that is justifiably put because of the way that I feel about helping people. Now,
Yeah.
From the point of view of somebody that's been hurt, when I expressed to my wife what happened to me in the past and the way that I was spoken to and things and spoken down to or not talked to at all, and then things would it it really developed our relationship to the point where now we're able to talk more because we've both been able to say, hey, look, it's not that I'm accusing you of this. It's just I've been through this before, and these are what I've seen, and I kind of see it now. And can you please refer me to where you can say, look, I promise you I'm not. And that's not saying, hey, give me your phone, let me go through it and see who you're talking to. It's that emotional vulnerability connection, and it doesn't necessarily need to be partners. It could be, I got best friends. I got a homie sitting in jail right now. I would love to go see him. I don't have the way to get there right now. I don't have the funds for anything. I'm a little struggling. He understands this. He calls me, he tries to call me once a week just to touch up. I finally got in touch with him. He's been in jail for 5 months. He's a good homie, but I know when he talks to me, it lifts him because he knows he's still got a friend. He was vulnerable enough to talk to me about his issues and what he was going through before he got arrested, that most men don't get that comfortable with each other. And you have to understand that being the alpha dominant male that most of us exhibit ourselves as, being a true alpha doesn't mean you don't have weaknesses and don't have shortcomings. It means that no matter what happens, you get up, you dust yourself off, you lick your wounds, and you step forward.
But like I like you're saying about wolfses, and this is the thing I had to learn by watching you guys, you know, pick up when I wasn't there, when I needed you guys to, and I just couldn't do it. There is a time in a pack, a wolf. You got to remember, a wolf is always with a better when it's a pack, and there are times when the alpha is not strong enough to take care of the pack, and somebody else will step up to the mantle.
Yeah.
And here's something else, like as you say about a wolf pack, right? Do you know where the alpha is in the pack when they move?
At the back.
Yep.
He's at the back. Do you know why? Because he refuses to let anyone fall behind, to fall back.
And not only that, it's easier to defend everybody that's in front of you.
Exactly. You create that barrier between your enemy and your family and allow your family to escape.
Yeah, they have that saying thing.
It's
going
not just that. A lot of
standard-
attacks happen from behind.
Exactly. But that's just like in the human world. 99% of the times you get hurt in your life, it isn't because you see it coming at you.
Yeah, you caught a knife to the back.
It's because it blindsides you. Somebody hits you with a left hook while they're waving their right hand. They've got you distracted this way, and they catch you on the hard side. That's life. I mean, I'm not saying it's fair, and not everybody suffers the same, but we all do suffer the same, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because it does make sense. Because everybody has their own form of sense of self. So everyone. I don't give a fuck who you are, where you're from, what you look like, what your background is. Everyone has a sense of self, and when your self gets fucked with in some type of way, you react to it rather, and not everybody reacts to it the same, but everybody reacts to yourself not being there. And a lot of people that suffer through trauma and abusive mental and physical, abuse, as a survivor, personally, it gets rough. But back to what you guys are saying is you know what I mean? I got lost words. I spoke too much.
I think what you're trying to get at is the fact that we showed you that, hey, look, we know you're going through it, and we've been preaching to everybody. We're here for people when you get into a point where you don't feel like you can do anymore. You need to tell us. You preached that every fucking time we were on the video calls with each other, and then the time that you need us, you're just like,
I was like an asshole in a candy store.
But that's where you say it's a white flag from us that we stuck around. I don't think that's an appropriate description of it. This is us showing that this is BTMX. If we say we're here for you, regardless of who you are, that welcome to BTMX, where you matter and everyone is welcome, right? That's what it says at the bottom of our screen right now.
It's not just that. We always preach big on mental health. Guys, if you need anyone, reach out to any of our hosts. If we can't do that for our own selves, with our own bosses, what sort of company are we?
Yeah, exactly.
If we're not willing to pull our boss out of the ditch.
I mean, when they say pull me out of the ditch, I was gone, guys. If it wasn't for these two, there wouldn't be none of this. It started off with me, but it only survived because of these two and Saphira in the background. If it wasn't for them believing in what I started and kept it going, this just would have died, because I was at a point in my life, and you can ask both of these, I just didn't give a fuck.
I mean, you had a lot happen. You had a lot.
I got gangbanged by life.
You had a lot of stressful situations, extreme stress happen in a short amount of time. No offense, man. I thought you'd have a heart attack.
That was coming close. There was some times where this poor man. You guys gotta understand. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you up. In the UK, he is literally 5 hours ahead of me. So if you guys are watching on Eastern time, it's technically almost 10 o'clock for him. And now Tony is 3 hours. Tony's 3 hours behind us. So technically, it's like almost 1 or 2.
It is almost 2 o'clock.
I called this man at 1:30 a.m.
Your time, or his time.
My time. Calling him because I was having
5:30.
Because I was having a fucking panic attack, and he answered the phone with this and had to talk me through it. Am I lying? Am I lying, Savage?
No.
If we preach about how this show is for the
they
mental
practice
health
what they're saying to you guys. This is why you guys need to get more enthralled into the show, because these are two people that I can tell you for myself that are dedicated to what they mean when it comes to mental health. It doesn't matter what color you are, where you're from in the world, what your backstory is, what your flaws are. We don't give a fuck about none of that. What we care about is
actually, there's one sort I do give a fuck about. If you're a pedophile, I'm not gonna fuck about you. Sorry.
Well, technically, yeah, I wouldn't do. If you like to be part of
the kids and you're on my show, see yourself out the door. Because if I find out who you are, I'm gonna hunt your ass the fuck down.
We do have a show coming out for you type of fans that they're talking about. We have a gardening show that's going to be coming out where we show you what we use for fertilizer.
And teach you all about compost.
Yeah, compost.
We'll make after using the wood chipper.
You gotta be nice about it. So We gotta be
Wood
nice
chipper
about it.
2024.
Wait a second, we don't want cancel like Fox, so we gotta be nice about it. So you gotta, we encourage you to
I
come
am
watch
being
the
nice.
show.
Wood Chipper 2024. There's even police officers out there wearing it. There's a streamer called JD Delaney. It's his company.
Ooh,
Make Pedophiles Afraid Again.
that's what's up.
It's
Wood Chipper
legit.
2024. And there's even officers out there wearing it, supporting them.
So we do got also, Tony, go ahead. Back to your show, man.
Like we've all stated, if we speak so much about we believe in mental health and we want to fix the industry and we want to give up a safe place, and we don't pull each other out of this shit, why am I doing the show then? Why would I want to do something like this? Why would you guys even be here? You wouldn't be. And that's what we love about this show and this environment and this place is the fact that we're safe here and you truly are free to talk about issues that you're having.
Even come on the show. They've offered, if you guys want to put your face up there, just let us know in the comments. Because they've offered that to you before too. If you guys want to come up on here and talk about your,
Well, just talk.
yeah, in general.
We can just pick a day to just shoot this shit with somebody and talk about some things that they're dealing with. We don't have to have a guaranteed topic.
But you don't
And
have
also-
to come on camera. It could just be your voice.
Yeah, you
No,
don't even have to. You don't even have to be just
Or just type.
being involved.
Or if you need to reach out to us, one of us privately, so you don't have the world seeing it, we won't tell your business or your name about your info. We're very. If you want to have somebody to talk to and just get to the problem, I'm telling you right now, everyone from hosts to models to photographers, everybody in my company really does believe, and if somebody needs a shoulder to lean on, especially when you're at your hardest moments, my team is there for you. No matter if he's an insane fucking clown, Savage Panda up there with licking blades and kicking asses looking like the next Joker. Or you got, occasionally Mr. Tony who does S.M.I.L.E. is not far from being a fucking, werewolf living with a vampire. So, they got everyone has
One good saying that I heard years ago that I still live by. I would rather hear your story than read about it.
That's some deep shit, man. That hits right on the neck because that's a lot of people dying right now.
But it's real though. I'd rather hear than read. Oh, so and so gay. This happened or this happened. When all they needed was just someone to listen.
Yep, and that's a lot of times, and there is people, and also another thing too. I was talking. Me and Savage were talking about this on our show. I don't know for you, Tony, and I can't vouch for anybody, but I know I'm finding there is a lot of people now that relate to what I'm doing, and we can't physically talk about our problems because we don't think we're worth the time. But if you really want to know how we're feeling, listen to the music that we're playing.
Look at the posts we're making.
Yeah. Well, the post can change though, because you can change like a mess because if somebody gets too much up in your shit, you just change it.
I beg to differ because deep down they all stem back to certain things. Even the post that you're like, no, I
Too
beg
tired to
differ.
live and too scared to die.
Right, and then you show a fucking the next thing you're posting is motorcycle fucking clips of just regular motorcycles going down the road, and then one of those clips is a dude doing 195 down the middle of traffic.
Then you say like another like gift for like a brick wall. Just but yeah, a lot of people are using music a lot to talk because they can't come up with them with themselves, especially even if like they're nervous in a situation. You know what I mean? Where you just can't fucking say what you mean, but songs that you're playing are actually explaining exactly how you feel.
Yeah,
that's why I love interviewing artists the way I do because I want to know who was the person and why, what gave them the feeling to go into that type of style lyric. I don't give a the music is great; it attracted it to me, but when I'm doing an interview, I want to know why, what emotion gave them the right to make us feel that. because you could tell on certain songs where there's one part of a song where he just kicks you right in the fucking nuts. Have you guys ever had that experience?
Yeah.
Shout out to the man himself, Jelly Roll. Damn near every fucking song that he writes. Not some of his collabs I'm not too fond of, but that's because of my personal differences with the other artists sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big fan of his one with MGK. MGK's got some great music, but now I don't like his music now. I'm not a fan. Right? I love the shit he did with
Rodney Danger from Falling in Reverse.
yes.
Don't
Ronnie
say
Radke.
Okay, you don't fucking say that 2 more times because if he appears, I'm gonna shit my pants.
Hey, I would gladly meet that man in a heartbeat. Did you see the tattoo, that blackout tattoo in the video?
Yeah.
You know what's on his chest, right?
Yeah.
It's a fucking Celtic wolf. Go back and watch that video with him and Tech Nine and
I know.
Yes, I've watched that. Me and Savage both
You're
watched that shit.
talking to someone that might be going to that gig with his son. Tech 9 opening, and then Slaughter to Prevail coming out, and then Hollywood Undead, and then Falling in Reverse.
hey, I'm in a Hollywood Undead video.
Who did you kill?
Right? Yeah, wrong series. No,
Was it the Charlie song? Everywhere I go.
It is actually.
That's funny. You were that motherfucker.
That's one of my favorite
You know the scene where they're doing the street party and everybody's wearing masks, right? I was walking through on the street like behind them, but I was close enough that I was caught on video, so they fucking ran me down and were like, "Dude, we're shooting a music video. We've got your face in video. Can we have you go back over there wearing this mask and then see that this is where the party is and come join?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." Signed it off, right? So the guy you see walking from the back of the fucking shot towards the party is me. I'm only in the clip for like all of about 2 seconds, but yeah, that's me.
You blew your load and there's 2 seconds.
Oh, I got to party with Hollywood Undead afterwards and shit. It was fucking awesome. They actually threw a street party to film that video.
I know, you know how you felt about MGK? You did this, but that's how I feel about Hollywood Undead.
Oh, I do too now.
How their newer stuff, like their older stuff, yeah.
Their older stuff, yeah. Their newer stuff, I haven't quite got around to listening to. I'm going to be honest.
Just like MGK, his older stuff, he got some good new stuff, but
fuck you, MGK. I like all of his stuff. There's a couple of his new ones.
I don't like Country Road.
Wait. If you look at him as an artist in general, yeah, and you've got to think of Jelly Roll because Jelly Roll was the same. So
I beg to differ on that.
Right. When Jelly Roll has done exactly the same thing as him, and you both like Jelly Roll,
but Jelly Roll hasn't done exactly the same thing
he's doing. You haven't quite grown to yet. As a person.
Even before he got signed, Jelly Roll did gospel music. He did country music. He grew up in Nashville. I mean, that was his base.
See, I'm a big fan of MGK's. The only thing I don't like now is they should have left Country Road alone.
Yeah, that never should have been made
on that song. Like, I don't think that should have been. No, why?
I like that song.
Are you drinking when you're listening to it? Because everything gets better with a certain amount. But
have you guys seen his one where he did Creep?
Yeah, that was good.
That was a great cover when he did it with what's her name? God, I know who it is. I want to say Viking Barbie, but it's not her.
Oh, I know who you're on about.
Yeah, I
she
know.
Got really nervous when they
She's got a phenomenal voice.
Performed it. That girl.
Yeah, she's got a phenomenal voice.
Another guy, their phenomenal voice is going to be coming back for an interview very soon. Mrs. M. Rose is going to be coming back for an interview here soon. M. Rose, I met her officially when I started this when she was 17 years old. Now she is a woman living in New York going to college. And she's been working on her music. You guys have heard her music in the past. She almost has like that James Bond type vibe. Like that theater actor, for movie type voice. So she has new songs she's releasing that everyone will be hearing soon and getting to hear from her. When we do and also I'm reaching out to special guests to be on the show with Tony. I'm currently in the works of somebody I think that will want to do this. I've been on his live a couple times about mental health and stuff like that. Savage knows who I talked about because when I first was on the phone, just say I had Tourette's. It took me a while not to have Tourette's. Talking to famous people, so
Tourette's or jizz in your pants.
Close. It was almost like the Lex Lethal situation, but metal.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah.
I've never been starstruck.
Good for you, because you live in California, motherfucker.
Motherfucker, I grew up in Seattle. I saw Nirvana when I was 12 playing in the fucking grandmother's house in Aberdeen. Fuck you. I met Ed McMahon. Do y'all know who the fuck Ed McMahon is?
Yes, he was the wasn't he?
My mum and dad used to have the drummer from Prodigy over for sleepovers.
Star Search.
Fuck is that? I need.
You know what Star Search is? Do you guys know what Star Search is?
What the fuck is Star Search?
It's the original American Idol.
What the fuck?
Star Search, 1986, 1987. There's a guy. He's got white hair. His name is Ed McMahon. He also used to do the Publishers Clearinghouse big fucking check shit, right?
Yeah, but that was in the Paradox.
Eddie McMahon that I know is Stephanie McMahon, Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the
WWE owners.
Linda McMahon.
No. This guy was huge, right? I met him and Antonio Banderas on the same plane. In fact, I sat between him and Antonio Banderas, turned my back on Antonio Banderas, and spent 15 minutes talking to Ed McMahon, got his signature, got up, and went back to my seat. I completely snubbed one of the best actors in Hollywood when I was like 9 years old.
I was that far away from Lex the Hexmaster for a whole night, and I caught COVID before COVID was a thing.
That's a bad 5-letter word.
Oh well. You're muted.
So, motherfucker. The closest I've ever got to somebody famous was in Youngstown in 2000. That's when Ozzy was still doing Ozfest. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
So,
he still
Marilyn
does.
Manson. Yeah. Well, they don't hold them out here in the States anymore. We haven't had one in quite a while. For Ozfest.
That's because he's just come back to the UK. Because
Yeah,
they're back
he-
at
we
the
haven't-
museum in Birmingham.
The last one wasn't all that great.
BTMX, so we'll take a tour of it around there and I will show people as an extra video.
But I got to kiss Marilyn Manson. That's when he had boobs.
Mad Child knows me.
See, I would love to meet Mad Child.
Very down to earth guy. I met him on 2 occasions. Who's that? I'm blind.
The only person I see is your wife. There you go. Yeah, that's Scooby.
I generally know who that is.
That's the okay. You ever wait? Let me tell him. You ever watch 13 Ghosts?
No.
Okay, remember? Have you ever watched the live action Scooby Doo's?
Yeah.
Okay, he's Shaggy.
No.
He hates that role.
He looks well old.
Yeah, another good movie, Scream, and then Proposal.
What, Matt? When you say that, you mean Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
That's who that was. And then, you know who those
I met the
people-
Joker's henchman, and I met the guy who does the English dubbing for Jujutsu Kaisen and the Frog in Naruto and loads of other things.
You guys
think
know who
it was-
this is, right?
Yeah, we know
That
who
would,
William is.
yeah.
Spike and Drusilla.
The
I
first
know,
toxic
I
couple that made it. The first toxic couple that made it okay.
No, that's really how Chrissy wants Tony to look.
No.
He's going to wake up one day from being passed out. His hair's going to be cut short. It's going to be bleached blonde. He's going to have all the prosthetics on like that.
She cuts my hair. I will shave her head with a razor.
No, you will not. I protect my asset.
No.
Touch my hair.
You're telling me you're not going to look like Spike for your wife? Daryl, you motherfucker.
Nope, that's not Daryl.
Okay, remember Gotham?
Oh no! That's
Also was in Blade.
Shivs.
Yep.
That's Shivs.
That's from Sons of Anarchy right there.
That's Shivs. I like him.
Funny story about this, and this was a huge boost to my mental health. Right? We went to this thing called Monster Palooza. It was a lot of fun. It was a horror con.
Yeah.
Went up to this guy's booth. There wasn't a lot of people at his booth. It wasn't like he was all that popular that day. But we talked to him and he told us, look, don't wait for Hollywood. Don't wait for people to hand you what you need. Don't wait for them to open the door for you. Walk up, kick that bitch in, and I'll see you in a couple of years. I can't wait to see your names on the screen. All right? Huge boost to who we are personally. Got his signature, talked to him for a few minutes, got to shake his hand, give him a hug. And then we left the building for a while. We came back, and he comes walking out of the building. Now, all these fans start walking up on him. Chris Calico. All these fans start walking up on him.
Not just me, Mini Panda.
This guy, as he walks out, these fans are coming towards him, and he sees me, and he walks straight up to me, grabs my hand, is like, Tony, it's so good to see you. I can't wait to see all this other stuff. Gave me a big hug, and then walked off. Paid no attention to anyone else that was there.
Yeah.
Every single person around me was like, how do you know him? I was like, I just met him, but that dude's cool as shit. I'd go to the bar right now with him and have a beer, and I don't drink.
I'm just waiting for people to realize who that is. You might recognize him with a mask and standing on drums.
Oh, fuck you.
That's Stitch.
Yeah, fuck you.
Mushroom Head.
Okay.
I met the bassist too.
I haven't been.
It gets better. Wait.
Bam.
Jess. Swear, second time I met him as well, and he remembers the first time when he threw peanuts at me.
Is that Jess or was that Bam?
Jess. Oh, and look, see my psycho.
I don't know who that is.
Canadian band. She had a nice booty.
Oh. Beetlejuice. Shit. He's like, the only girl I remember was that ass. Come back.
All right, so next week,
Don't bring a strap on.
next week I think we need to talk about.
Oh, no, it has to go that way.
How to approach someone about red flags. I think, or no, I don't think that's something we need to go over. It's just because
Kind of like fuck that in the ass for the last year.
Oh,
how about you make them?
Would I get done for showing this? Do you think?
Somebody had way too much time on their hands.
Fuck. I'm trying to be a good boy over here, and you're like sticking it in like.
No, that was the Queen and King Charles.
Oh, shit.
I'll send you it.
Better stop. You're gonna get
I
yourself
will.
fined. You're gonna get yourself fined.
Oh no,
And
I
that
think
little
it's,
boy, you won't benefit.
They're not gonna fine him. They're gonna arrest his ass.
Well, technically, he's working in the United States, so they can kiss his ass.
hey, they done it to Tommy Robinson.
Don't you wish you could claim sovereign citizenship?
Just go to the army base.
I live by the law of the land. Basically, sovereignty.
I think we need to settle the disputes in your country the old-fashioned way.
What this?
No, claymores and trebuchets. And I don't mean the little plastic explodey things. I'm talking about if you got the balls to say that you want the country run one way or you want it run this way, pick up a claymore, meet on the fucking battlefield. The team with the last man standing or the first team that dies completely, that's the end. Ouija Mac.
No, we know that fucking happened.
Oh, not just once, but twice.
More than that. This motherfucker has him on speed dial. He even has the same tattoo, and then he got his fucking face on it. Ouija Mac shit. I don't even want to hear it. Motherfucker was on stage with him. Asshole motherfucker. And that's why you should go over to, if you guys are watching on BTMX or you guys are watching on Savage Panda, if you're on Savage Panda, go click on Demons and you'll see why I'm saying he's a son of a bitch. How his talent just fits really good. That'd be a nice collab, some Savage Panda, a Ouija Mac song going on. Put that in the mix.
Next week we talk about emotional vulnerability.
Emotion, no damage.
No, emotional vulnerability.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
What truly is emotional? What is it? What does it mean to you?
Sort of stripping down to the bones, sort of stuff.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Like, I'm just being honest, kind of
in and taking the bite out of the shit that you call a heart.
Oh, shit cookie.
What is it that leads
basically
you
your own
to
shit cookie?
emotional vulnerability or emotional availability? We can do it on both, because in order to make yourself emotionally available to someone, you have to be emotionally vulnerable too. And these are tying back into the green flag, red flag, white flag type incidences.
Are you also going to be talking on points of like when it's a good time to let yourself do that? Because obviously you don't want to.
I don't believe that there's ever a designated time to let yourself do that. I believe that it's when you feel comfortable. And like I said, these are things that we're going to talk about. So the thing about emotional vulnerability and emotional availability, we're going to talk about, like, I've got some topics on this and I got a few videos that I'm going to send you that you can play during the show that will, I believe, explain where I'm coming from. And yeah, people might think it's a masochistic way of looking at things, but there are certain things that certain people say that I truly believe with. And I've taken it to heart, not like who they are or what they stand for, but that little statement. Being emotionally vulnerable. Women, and we'll dig into this deeper next week, but women claim they want an emotionally available and vulnerable man, right? They want an emotional partner. They want somebody to express their emotions to them, right? If we're feeling down, We should tell our partner, oh, well, this is why I'm da 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 da, and why we don't do this. This will all be discussed, and I'll bring up topic points about it, but there's reasons why we as men become less emotionally available to our partners, even at the beginning of a relationship, even though we're trying to do everything we can to show them we love them. We still get used that vulnerability against us. So next week we're going to go over that, and I think it'll be a pretty good discussion, especially if we can get people to bring up topics for it about that emotional vulnerability and the availability. Because I don't think there should be like a set time, like 3 months. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't take somebody. It shouldn't be like, oh, in 3 months you have to tell somebody everything about yourself that you've been through and all the traumas and all the. I don't believe that's right. I don't believe that there should ever be a set time frame for anyone to heal and trust enough
Sometimes
to
you just feel
be
that
vulnerable.
comfortable with a person. It just, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like word vomit.
Yeah.
So you guys got put thanks to Savage over here, doing great. You guys know what it's over here in the topics, what next week's topic will be for here on Smile. Tony, I want to tell you thank you for having me
Sorry
on
for the
here.
misspelling.
It's all good.
And we also got big news too that Tony, what happened yesterday at around this time? What happened to the team?
Oh, we picked up a new model yesterday. So we're going to have some new content coming from her for our Halloween event that we're going to be hosting up again.
I'm ready.
Always wanting to find new talent. If you're interested in becoming a model or an actress or want to build a portfolio or you just want to see what it's like within the industry, just hit us up. If you want to be in the music, hit up Savage. If you want to possibly
Or
get
next.
involved with us through modeling, hit me up.
Don't forget, Lex Lethal is also in charge of music
as well. Yeah, that is correct.
What's happening? We need to discuss that, guys, too. BTMX, our original page that we normally would go live on, was hijacked as of yesterday. That's why, as you've noticed, a lot of people are moving from there over to our BTMX content hub and more. Because that's all us. We have full control of that. And I've already been in the process of getting that back legally. So we just want to let you know anything that's been posted anymore from this date on BTMX's page is not by somebody a part of this team and is being recorded and documented for those reasons. So don't believe anything that's being said. The real one is the one they're still using the Reaper, which I'm so glad we got to tell you before that we are no longer using the Reaper.
We're using the Phoenix.
Yep, we are the Phoenix. We're rising up out of the ashes better than ever before. So the BTMX hub and content that page is the new BTMX page until we can get full control back over our original page, which we had 7,000 followers, if not more. Just found this out this morning. I was in the middle of talking to Tony because Savage was sleeping. But we just want to fair warn you. Anything that happens now from this moment on BTMX page is not us until we tell you otherwise, and we'll make a public announcement and tag everybody in it that's following us. Thank you guys for staying with us and following us over to the new page. Thanks for all the new artists, seeing that we want to promote you and what we do have services that we can provide that we're going to be able to fulfill for once. You got an amazing team, and my amazing team.
What's the new page called again? Remind everybody.
I'll drop the link for it down here in the.
I was going to type it.
It's this one, right?
Give me a minute. I'm trying, guys. Trying.
Will, it's this one, right?
Let me see again. Yep, that is the new page. We no longer are using, once again, the Reaper. The Reaper belongs to me as DJ Shadow. The team has let me keep the Reaper for myself, but BTMX that's the new. We are the Phoenix now. To keep that everyone up to date. Do you want me to drop that link, Savage, so they have it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was waiting for the name. Sorry, now I got distracted.
Oh, you're good. So all shows and content through BTMX from this point on will be live on that page when we use Facebook. So you guys who are watching this on Twitch, thank you guys so much. You guys are the safest ones.
Sorry, I'll show you after stream. Sorry.
We're not live. Why are you laughing? What did you do?
I haven't done anything. Just something's come up on the phone, and it's funny, but it's not funny, and it's not something to be said on stream.
Okay.
Well, I think that's the end for us today, guys, here at S.M.I.L.E. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's exit out with a song. We will see you guys next week, noon Pacific time.
I will be on time.
Whiskey blues, drown me slow, got me losing me a bones glow. Heart heavy, feeling way down. Mind's cloud, can't clear out the frown. Sip after sip, mask my scream. Drowning the dreams, not as it seems. Smoking green, my escape brow. Clouds my thoughts, dulls the doubts. Country roads, stretching wide. Memories hidden with the shadows of light. Cowboy boots, running away from the truth. Dancing on lines of my own youth. Joint in my hand, lighting up the night. Numb that pain, make it out of sight. Whiskey river in my veins. Burning bridges, leaving stains. For another shot, can't find me. In the amber waves out blindly. Lost souls drift on the whiskey strings. Green haze stolls the endless screams. Dusty bars, neon signs, shadows of a man in the lines. Whiskey whispers, telling tales, drowning in these liquid trails. Cloudy highs, smoky lows, numbing pain that nobody knows. Searching for the real me, but all I see is broken dreams. Fall fresh air, tainted lungs, melodies unsung, always feeling so young. Tobacco and green, my personal scene, painting skies of a darker sheen. Every draw, earthly bounds, every sip, deep as the sounds. Real me's buried, the echoes faint, drowning sorrow in what I ain't. For another shot, can't find me.